Hello, everyone. Welcome to another podcast, Rachna, the Mind Architect Diaries. Today's episode is very close to my heart because not because of the content, but because of the intention as well. I have heard and I've seen lately that people who are brilliant at their work struggle with self doubts. They are overwhelmed when they are building something of their own. And today we have with us one of our expert, Shubham Mittal, who is joining with us from Mumbai. Shubham is a business coach and a chartered accountant turned into a business coach since 2020 with this journey, and he has worked in close proximity in a leadership role with one of our Indo-Australian thought international leader and wealth expert, Mr. Ron Malhotra. And I've been a mentee of Ron Malhotra as well, and I got an opportunity to meet with Shubham in person in our last retreat in Manesar in Delhi, 2024. And I know how committed, how exceptionally well he is in his work. He is purely a leader. He is Shubham, not just Ron, but all his mentees and the people who are working with him are exceptionally well qualified. And I've seen his work closely. And he's mentored by world's best coaches. He's serving, and the only reason is to leave a lasting impact on people's lives and change them, help them. And he's an author as well. He has written the book You're Born to Thrive, and he's an author, he's a speaker. He has spoken live within more than 4K audience on Zoom and in various live events as well. So on this note, Shubham, welcome to this episode, and tell us something about yourself to our audience.
Thank you so much, Rachna, for inviting me on this podcast. And I'm so glad that you're doing incredible things on this podcast and overall in your niche.
Thank you.
Now, I am somebody who comes from a very small town in Rajasthan. And when I came to Mumbai just for pursuing my chartered accountancy, I didn't know what is ahead of me. So, what I did, what a normal chartered accountant does, started with a job. And in 2019, when I got to learn from my mentors, I understood that chartered accountancy, the typical path, is not the only way to build your career and future profit. So that's why I took a leap of faith. I changed my lane from the chartered accounting, CST, to becoming a coach, consultant, and trainer. And since then, I've always got an opportunity to work with incredible people. And I also met, like Asma mentioned, she also has done incredible work on herself. And I'm so glad that I could contribute in certain way to her journey as well.
Yeah, thank you,
That's about
Shubham.
me.
Thank you, Shubham. And I want to mention this that this podcast I am doing, actually I learned it from Shubham himself through in our mentorship journey with Ron Malhotra. He was there with us throughout, and from there it started last year September, and I have continued it so far. And today I'm with him on this podcast. So it's a different feeling today for me. So Shubham, my first question to you is that what are the most common mistakes or strategic gaps you have observed in service based entrepreneurs when they are just starting out? I've been on this
Right.
journey. When I started out, we have a lot of things in our mind. So what do you think that what are the common mistakes or strategic gaps?
So number one thing I believe, when a professional who has great skills or anyone who's starting a service-based business, they believe that I know things and I can just
Yeah.
start the business without
Yeah.
having a vision and the mission.
Yeah.
So they are chasing the clients, they are chasing the revenue, they are chasing the profits. But it's not about the profits and revenue in the beginning. It's all about, why did you start this business? What was the inspiration behind this? And many of those people do not have this. And that's why they continue to fail, and they realize, why this is happening. Oh, maybe market is tight. Oh, maybe this is because of demonetization. Or maybe because of government policies I'm not able to grow. No, it's all because you are not really clear about your mission and the vision about yourself and how it connects to your business. Because most of the people stop their education after their professional degree or
Yes.
certifications, and they never look back on those things. Because for them, oh, I got the degree, now I can do the business.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there are different aspects of running a business which they don't care to know. So that is number one. Number two, I believe, is a phenomena called I know it all. Just because I've got a certification or a degree, I know it all. And sometimes I've seen in people who have got good kind of degrees like a chartered accountancy or lawyer or a CA, little bit of ego. Why? Because they've got a degree. And especially in the chartered accounting or architecture, the courses are difficult. So there happens that once people come into that universe, they're like, I got a degree, and they know it's not easy. So the ego starts to build up. When that ego starts to build up, they don't even think that I need to learn something outside this curriculum, because you can't run a business on the technical knowledge alone. You need the business knowledge as well. So that is second point. I believe they must focus on getting the constant education so that they can continue to make a mark in the marketplace. I think that's about two. Do you want me to share more?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Because and those who are listening to this podcast, minded guys, that those who are starting into a new business, or in a service based industry you are entering in, my, have a confession with that your knowledge is not sufficient, whether it's coming from technique, whether you're coming from a technical or pure academic background. That is not sufficient to run a business. You need to learn a lot of things, and as Shubham has mentioned, that there is lot to learn, from content creation, from how you're going to set up the things and how you're going to take things forward. If you are losing on your mission and vision, you're not reaching anywhere. You'll be in that loop. And I don't think that, and I've started this journey, and I know that I also had this concept in my mind, that I know, because I came from the commerce background. So I had this belief in me that I will do. But when I failed, I realized it, that there is a lot to learn, which I haven't learned. So I'm still learning, and I'm still building, and this is how things can go and improve. So Shubham, my next question to you is that what business frameworks work best for therapists, counselors, or coaches, which who are also trying to maintain strong personal boundaries?
You see, I believe it's a very healthy point to maintain a professional boundary with their personal life and the professional life, because what happens is sometimes people get it confused. Just because somebody is my relative or my friend or my colleague, that doesn't mean you can compromise on your business side. If you
Yeah.
need to do something in your business as a process, you must do it, and you make it clarify to those people that I am your friend, I am your colleague, but in order to serve you the best in my business, I must remove my identity as your friend and put on that mask of a business owner so I can help you in the best possible way. It is to serve you. That is the first understanding. Now, the framework you talked about for the professionals, the coaches, the therapists, number one is completely understanding what is my target market. Who
Yeah.
am I really going to serve, and what problem I'm going to solve for them? Because for each profession, there can be multiple problems they can solve. And if we don't have any clarity, we cannot have a right offer to solve that problem, which is the second point, having the right offer. If we do not have the problem statement correct, we cannot create an offer. It's like, if I don't know a problem, I cannot create a solution for it, right? If I don't know what, if I'm hungry, I cannot ask somebody to cook for me because there is no problem. Problem must be there, and then needs to be an offer which actually solves the problem in a unique way. The more unique your solution is, the better positioning you will have in the marketplace. Because without it, there are 10,000 other people who are exactly
Yes.
in the same profession,
Yes.
but because you have complete clarity about your target market, the problem you're solving, the offer, and combined with the first point that I mentioned in the last question, which is vision and mission. Why did you start this journey? Why you are connected to this? Once
Yes.
everything comes together, then it is time for you to understand that marketing is very important. And people who have got professional degrees or diplomas or certifications, they never focus on the marketing because they think ये तो automatic हो जाएगा. No,
Yeah.
this doesn't happen
It's not going to
automatically.
happen.
You must put efforts in it. But here's the thing: we must be honest in our communication, and there are two things which we must accomplish in the marketing. Number one, increase awareness. Many people who we want to target as our client, they may not be aware of the problem you are solving, or they may be having that problem, but they cannot speak it out because of maybe privacy issue, maybe it's a taboo subject in the marketplace. So you must bring that awareness so that they feel comfortable that I can share those things at least with this person who is talking about all this taboo topics which are not generally allowed in the marketplace.
Yes.
Because so many, like in your profession as well, Rachna, many people will not be
Yeah.
comfortable to
Yes.
talk about it publicly. But if you can create that awareness, people will be like, wow, she really understands my problem. She really gets it. So I must share with her. So that is another point.
Yes. Yes. And very.
One more point I will add, Rachna, here in
Yes.
marketing, because of the degree and all this concept, many professionals they want to sound smart by using technical jargon.
Yes. Yes.
You must not use technical jargon because you can use the technical jargon and show that you are an expert for a customer or a prospect. It doesn't make sense. They don't know what is your technical term. They
Yes.
understand simple, plain English or whatever language you're comfortable in, but do not make it very technical just to sound an expert. You may sound an expert, but you will lose the client because they will not even understand you and your perspective.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Shubham, for sharing so much deep insights because it's very important for those who are starting out with this business. These points are very important to know and understand. And because of failure in understanding and acknowledging these facts, one sometimes they feel stuck that we are not growing. We are at the same point even after 1 year, 2 year. They feel stuck in many areas. So one need to understand this that once you're starting your journey with have a clarity on mission and purpose and your target market, that's very important, and what's the problem you're going to solve. If you're clear in that, you'll find some ways to take you through all these things. So my next question is automatically related to this, that do you think that an expert or a mentor can help in such people in taking their journeys forward? Do you
Of
think that
course, I
mentorship works?
see whether it works or not. It depends on the belief of the person who is going to
Yes.
evaluate this question, right? Because if I say coffee is good, it is good. If I say coffee is bad, coffee is bad. There are
Copies.
proof for both the statements. You go on
Yes.
Google, you put is coffee good for me, it will show you 10 benefits. Is
Yes.
coffee bad for me? It will show you. So it's all about the belief. And yesterday I was having a conversation with one of the person who runs a IT company,
Mm-hmm.
and he also asked me that, Shubham, what do you think? Who really needs this business coaching or the overall coaching for their business? I said, anybody who wants to grow in their business and completely get rid of their blind spots, they
Hmm.
must get into the coaching. Now, who can be your coach? That's a different question. Similarly, when we have children, we send them to school. Why? Because we know the education will enable them to achieve something. Without education, they will not move forward. And we spend thousands of rupees, and nowadays so many schools are there which are charging lakhs of rupees for the
Yes.
school education, and they are just going to school learning something. They are not getting the money back, right? Like at least in that initial years. Later, if you invest in professional courses, you will start earning from those courses. That's fine. As a business owner, why do we stop learning then? When we spend thousands and lakhs of rupees on our children to get educated, as a business owners, entrepreneurs, why are not we spending money on us, on the business that is going to give that money for our family,
Yes.
for contribution that we want to make, for serving our customers? Because there's a blind spot. And because of COVID, I know so many people are there who have probably not got the things right. They cheated other people. They maybe took the money, but they did not provide the service. So there is a skepticism. Of course, I agree. But because of skepticism, we can't really rule out, oh, coaching doesn't work. Similarly, recently we know what happened with Air India, right? So with
Yes.
that, I should have that fear, oh, if I fly, something happens to me, I will die. So should I not fly? Should I not go and take any flight now because of Air India incident? So
Yes.
skepticism is at its own place. But if we want to grow and if we have that heart that I truly want to grow and I'm able to open up in front of my coach or mentor or whoever it is, because without the transparency, without a complete communication, you cannot grow. That's my response, Rachna, to your question.
Yes, yes. And this is very in-depth response as well because understanding what's going through and having a belief in the mentorship is very important because if one cannot learn in themselves. There is a lot of free learnings available, there is a lot of material available, but there should be some conceptual methods. There are some lot of things which a person has done. They have created something, and obviously when they create an offer, they have some backup with that. That is research based. With research based, they are good at personal and it comes with personal and professional experiences as well. So why not? It's okay to,
So,
and it's good to invest in the mentorship as well with some experts, and also experts with Shubham as well. And also I started my journey with a lot of with Siddharth Rajshekhar, Ravi Arya, and Rajiv Talreja, and ending up with Ron Malhotra. And I'm sure that because my philosophies are aligned with him, thought process aligned with him, I'm going to have a long term journey with him. And also I've seen that after enrolling into his courses, I've seen a growth in my work as well. And obviously Shubham is also there with us, a business coach and copywriter. So all those who are watching, I'd strongly recommend to follow his Instagram account and take some advice and invest with his copywriting. So Shubham, you have mentioned that you are a professional copywriter as well. So do you think that each and every business person should learn copywriting, or it's just like that it can be done at their own? What do you think, and what's your input in that?
right. So I believe copywriting is a skill which every person needs to have it, right? So if you're running a business or an employee or doing anything, you must know how do you write in a way that converts. Now, for a student, it is converting. For maybe I'm writing a leave application. How do I really write so that I
Ah,
get that leave from my school or the college? As an employee, how do I write letters or the emails so my clients are impressed? How do I put across my point in such a way that people are able to take action? As a business owner, how do I send the proposals or the emails, or how do I put the ads forward, especially when I'm starting my journey? Because not everybody can afford a lot of consultants who charge a lot of money. So I believe everybody must have the skill in the initial stages, but as the business grows and the owner needs to focus on the sales and marketing, which is the primary function of a business, then they must outsource it to somebody else who can actually make it possible for them. Or maybe nowadays AI is coming in and a lot of
yes.
things are happening in the AI world as well. So that becomes easier, in fact, even more. So initially, in very short, initially you must know a little bit about copywriting, but eventually as the business grows, you must outsource it so that you can focus on the main function of the business.
Yes, so this is really important, because when we are talking about copywriting, we are actually talking about the content which we are creating, which a business person is creating to be shown on the social media on various platforms. And this is one way, an informal and non-verbal communication which is created, and it also creates an impression of your work, impression of your brand, and what, and people can actually imagine that what and how you are going to serve the customers. So this is not just about the copywriting and creating something, it's more than that, right?
So,
So
so,
moving on to the our last question, Shubham said, can you share one copy mistake that killed conversions, and one small tweak that can boost it?
right. So I'll give you a very small and simple mistake that people make in the copywriting if they're writing an email or the ad landing page to tame it, and that is not having a call to action,
Yes.
which means you write the entire copy, you put a lot of time in writing the headline, you have the benefits in the copy, you have the features, you have the timeline, you have the urgency. But if you do not have call to action in your copy, people will not take the action. And time, we have seen it again. If you do not tell people what they must do, they will not do it. For
Yes.
example, when you
Yes.
see Facebook ads, they say, join the webinar now, download this book right now. That
Yes.
is call to action. Do it now. If a person runs a video ad and says nothing to click on the link below or sign up, people will not sign up. That's the crazy thing. And when we hear it, sounds like really it's a basic thing, but people don't do it. And that's why any video you see, any ad you see, there will be a call to action, which means they're asking you to do something so that it gets converted and people take action. I think that's the thing I would say. So the solution is in fact to have the call to action in whatever you are doing so that your entire work of the copy gets the result.
So, all the business owners who are watching this episode, please mind it that please add a call to action to whatever content you are putting in. It can be a simple word, or it can be just write in comment any particular word you can suggest, or if you are running ads, uh, do not leave it without a call to action. Otherwise, you are spending money, you are putting in a lot of efforts, but you are not going to get the desired results. So that's very important. So on this, with this, we are going to close this. And Shubham, you have shared
Yeah.
a lot of things which our audience is not just going to learn that how they can start their business, what mistakes they are doing, and how they can remove it, convert it with the copywriting and the business mindset and the expert they can have from the different mentors, and of course you're from you as well. So I'm closing with this note that this episode is going to help all the small and new business owners. Why I'm saying this? Because I've seen that people who are in their 40s, just like me, are coming, especially in the female segment, they are coming back to their work after serving the family for a long
Mm.
time. They are coming back to their work, and people who have lost their jobs are also moving towards this segment. So these advices are really important to help them understanding that if you're starting, start with a mission, with a passion, and learn something before you starting something. Have some education on it, around everything whatever you are building, and then launch it in a nice beautiful way, so that you are not lost, you are reaching somewhere. And with this episode is not just going to help you in building your businesses, but also your inner landscape, your emotional wellness space, where you can remove your self doubts. You're not overwhelmed that you are doing a lot of things but you're not getting results. It's not going to happen if you are consistent, if you have clarity on your mission and other things, and you're learning. I believe it that you are going to thrive in your future. So Shubham, thank you once again for joining on with this podcast, and I hope we'll continue with more different talks and other journeys in the next season. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rachna, for inviting me.